Welcome back, Towners. Today we're going to make some mini pizzas. Let's get it. Welcome back, Towners. We are now on week 5 of our game day foods and football. Last week we ended up going 13-3, so we had a good week. Some great picks. The games that we lost the Raiders to Chicago. We also lost the Chargers versus Browns game, which was crazy, and we lost the Lions again. Lions to the Vikings. The Lions uh, lost again in the last seconds, but we got 13 of them right. So that makes us 12-4 for the first 3 weeks, 11-5 week 4, and back in 13-3 for week 5. So that's a total of basically averaging 12-4 each week. But this week we made some basically some mini pizzas in a cupcake pan. Here is a close up of one of the pizza shells. We basically cut up a low carb tortilla and placed it into a cupcake pan, and then loaded it up with the toppings: tomato sauce, cheese, pepperoni, jalapenos, onions, whatever additional toppings that you like. And here's a quick clip of how we made that dish. Welcome back, Towners. All right, to start off this recipe here to make these mini pizzas, we have some Mission Carb Balance low carb tortilla shells. We're going to use about 2 tortilla shells for this recipe. Each shell is 4 net grams of carbs per shell. We have our shell here, and we took out a glass cup and basically tried to squeeze out, push down through it to cut an indentation in it to cut out a circle pattern, but it wasn't working. The edge of the glass cup wasn't sharp enough, so we had to basically like rip it off. So we ended up getting a plastic cup that had a sharper edge around the tip, and that would made it a lot easier to cut out a complete circle in the tortilla shell. Depending on the size of your shell, you may get more rings out of it, but 6 was enough for what we were doing here, but it's based off the size of these shells. After we cut off the tortilla shells, we got our cupcake liner and sprayed it with some olive oil cooking spray. Pushed down each one of our mini pizza shells into each one of the ramekin holes. And then we got out some tomato sauce and put about a spoonful into each one of our little pizza bowls. So after we filled them up with the tomato sauce, we then got out some mozzarella cheese. Feel free to use the cheese of your liking. We're using mozzarella here. Filled up each one of the shells with some cheese. Now you can add whatever toppings you like on yours. Here we just we had some remaining leftover diced onions. We just put that on 2 of them. And then we've got some pepperoni slices, and mini pepperonis. We put that 2 of them on each one of our pizza shells. And then, we had to pull out the homies, put some jalapenos on about 3 of them, and then topped it off with some additional cheddar cheese so that it can melt over top. And that's it. Once you have the pizza made, we pop this into the oven at 425 for about 5 minutes just to get the cheese and the pepperonis and stuff to melt and cook through, and the jalapenos to cook. After they cook through, we then put the broiler on high for about 2 minutes just to brown up everything, and then they were good to go. This is how they looked after they came out of the oven. And once they cooled down a bit, we took a knife and just ran it around the sides of the cupcake liner. The only places that it kind of stuck at is the spots where cheese kind of stuck, or we didn't get it all the way inside the shell, so it kind of stuck to the side of the liner. So we had to scrape that around a bit just to get that off. But once it cooled off and the cheese melted up, it basically popped out really easy. This is how it looked. You can see it on all sides, and the mini pizza really held its shape well. It crisped up, especially if some of the pepperoni got along the side. That kind of helped with the grease to help crisp up the tortilla shell. But just toasting it first before we didn't just go straight full blast of the broiler. And it held its shape well. Please try out this recipe. If you guys any questions or comments, hit us up in the comment section below. And hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Enjoy. All right, guys, that was our clip of how we made these mini pizzas, pizza bites, however we're going to call them. But they came out very nice. One shell, depending on how big your shell is, one tortilla shell will it got us three mini pizzas out of it. If you have a larger shell, you might get four or six. If you got a smaller shell, you might only get two of them, like those street taco shells. But the tortilla shells, depending on what brand you buy, it's only three net carbs per shell. So this whole plate here is technically six net carbs for the tortilla shells. And then on top of that, you're just adding a spoonful of tomato sauce, a little pinch of cheese, and then whatever additional veggies or toppings you want to add to it: pepperoni, sausage, uh, jalapenos, onions, bell peppers, spinach, whatever you want to add to it. And they cook up in the oven super quick. So you can literally do this during halftime and have them done before halftime is over with and back to watching the game if necessary. But let's see. Let's go for a taste test. Here's the one with jalapenos in it. You know I love jalapenos. Jalapenos on everything. Let's see. Hopefully you can get a good clip of that. Oh. A lot of sauce shot out the back half of that. So watch out for that. You can definitely be eaten in one bite. Just pop the whole thing in your mouth. But it's good. It's like one bite pizzas. Yeah. Wife might not get none of these. But let's get to our picks, guys. For week 6, the Thursday night game for this week is Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia. Tampa Bay, this offense is still scoring like crazy. Still waiting for Gronk to come back from tight end spot. But Tom Brady, I think he threw for 400 yards and had 5 touchdowns. Antonio Brown's doing his thing. Fortinet's getting his touchdowns in. They're just scoring like crazy. The Eagles, they're scoring, but they're giving up a lot of points also. With the Buccaneers offense, I'm gonna have to go with Tampa Bay, even though it's in Philadelphia. Thursday night football, I'm gonna have to go with Tampa Bay for that one. Let's see. Then for the Sunday games, we have another game in London. This week is going to be the Dolphins versus the Jaguars. Again, that game starts at 9:30 Eastern. So if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be 6:30 a.m. The Dolphins versus Jaguars. I don't know. I kind of want to root for the Jaguars. It seems like they've been playing up to the level of competition. They even though they've lost every game so far, they played some good teams and they played those good teams well. But then they played some teams with one win or 0 wins at a time and played them like crap and lost the game. So the Dolphins, they only have one win. I think did Jacoby get hurt that game? I think he got hurt during the game, but Tua might be coming back this week. I actually want to pick the Jaguars on this game over the Dolphins. Let's go out on the. I mean, we went 13-3 last week with some games that could have went either way. They went our way. So let's pick the Jaguars. Let's pick the Jaguars to end that losing streak. They still have the issue with the head coach Urban Meyer, which I guess that kind of got kicked out of the news because of the Raiders issue with John Gruden. But I'm gonna pick the Jaguars. I'm gonna pick the Jaguars to win that first game against the Dolphins. Now to the 1:00 games, Packers versus Bears. The Bears played that was a weird game against the Raiders. I don't know if the headlines got caught up on the Raiders setup and everything, or play calling or what, but it's like we just weren't doing it. Like we were moving the ball, but then it was stagnant. And but Justin Fields, he got injured and came back in the game and did a great job on that. So good luck to him and going in the future. But Packers versus Bears, division game. They always play each other toughest in Chicago, but we're gonna go with Green Bay. They've been offensively doing great, so we're gonna pick Green Bay over the Bears. Bengals versus the Lions. The Lions, I've been picking them. I think I picked them like 3 of the 5 weeks in. They keep losing at the last second on some weird issues, and this one was a last second field goal. But I'm going to go with the Bengals to win it. I think they're just going to lose this game. They never know. They might come out with this one at home in Detroit, but I'm going to pick the Bengals for this. Bengals over the Lions. Texans versus the Colts. That Monday Night Football game was crazy. Baltimore came back from 16 down in the fourth quarter, and then in overtime. They actually came back, and then the Colts got a chance to come down and kick that field goal, but apparently their kicker had a hurt hip, so that's why he was having his issues and missing, but they could have put that game away. But Carson Wentz did a great job. I'm going to go with the Colts for that game. The Texans, they're still trying to put things together. I'm hearing rumors of Deshaun Watson being traded to multiple different teams. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to go ahead and go with the Colts to win that game. Colts over the Texans for that division game. Rams versus Giants. You can never count on anybody in the league. You never know when somebody's going to have a good game or a good play call and do good that game. But Rams firepower, their offense is great. Deshaun Jackson is out of nowhere, just still catching 60, 70-yard bombs, leaving him open. He's a threat at any time, and Stafford is getting to him. We're going to go with the Lions. We're going to go with the Rams to beat the Giants in that game. Chiefs versus Washington. The Chiefs are 2-3. That's shocking. Washington is 2-3 also. The Washington quarterback, he's just pulling rabbits out of his hat and still staying. He's an NFL quarterback, but it's like he's getting some lucky breaks on some of these games and getting close and staying in them. No matter what the issue could be, field goal, turnover, whatever. But we're gonna go with the Chiefs to win this game over Washington. It's in Washington. Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of like Steph Curry. How Steph Curry, he gets lackadaisical at time, and he'll just do these one-handed passes or behind-the-back passes and turnovers, and just will turn the ball over in a weird fashion when he could have just made a quick pass. And Mahomes does the same thing with some of his backwards passes, not backwards passes, but underhand, sidearm throws, and just that he could have maybe squared up and got it to him, but he knows his arm strength to get it to the person. But sometimes a lot of his fumbles come that way. But we're going with the Chiefs against Washington on that one. Vikings versus Panthers. Vikings versus Panthers. It's in Carolina. I don't know if McCaffrey's back yet. This is a tough one to choose. The Panthers, Donald quarterback started off good, but then he's starting to fall off a bit, maybe because McCaffrey's not in there. But we're going to go with the Vikings to win this game. Vikings versus Panthers. Chargers versus Ravens. This is going to be another good game. The Ravens, again, they came back. Those 2 touchdown passes to Andrews with the 2-point conversions on both of them. Lamar Jackson is being Lamar Jackson. I saw a clip on YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember the old Michael Vick Experience commercial where they had him at the theme park and you get on the ride and you show Michael Vick running through you're racing on the field and running the play inside the roller coaster ride, and Michael Vick is basically him running around and tacklers are coming around trying to tackle you. I saw a skit where they changed everything over to Lamar Jackson, so it's now his game. Everything's purple, but it's the same commercial. That's pretty cool the way they did that. With the Chargers, they're surprising the heck out of me. Coming back. They came back against that game against the Browns down in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you excuse me. You can't count Lamar Jackson out, and apparently you can't count the Chargers out now because they're coming back and scoring a lot of points in these games, 30 and 40 points per game. And we know the Ravens did it also. This game is in Baltimore. I know I picked against the Chargers last week. Austin Eckler, he's doing a good job also, the running back, being a running back and the receiver. Wow. I'm going to go with it's a home game. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. I might be wrong, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. 4 o'clock games. We have the Cardinals versus the Browns. Cardinals is 5-0, only undefeated team left. Browns 3-2, lost 2 tough games. Um, Do we still want the Cardinals to see if they can continue to go 6-0, or will the Browns come back? I mean, apparently they both can score a lot of points and they can score on anybody. I'm gonna pick the Cardinals. I'm gonna pick the Cardinals to stay undefeated so far. Cardinals 6-0. Browns dropping down to 3-3. And at 3-3, those Super Bowl hopes are starting to dwindle for them. But tough schedule, tough season. Cowboys versus Patriots. Cowboys are 4-1. Patriots are 2-3. The Patriots barely came back and won that game on their last second field goal. And Dak and Ezekiel, they're doing good. CeeDee Lamb's coming back. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. Cowboys over the Patriots. We're gonna the Patriots are middle of the road team now. They're not that dominant superpower that we were seeing every year with Tom Brady and Belichick, Gronk, and everybody. It's just Belichick there now, still trying to put his team together with all of his pieces and their role. Do your job. But we're gonna go to the Cowboys on this one. Cowboys versus the Patriots. Cowboys over the Patriots. Raiders versus Broncos. John Gruden is out of there. Emails that he sent, comments, even though they were 10 years ago, everything come to surface, and I guess he had said a lot of stuff, and it's funny how this stuff came to light because of a review against the Redskins, looking up the Redskins investigation against the Redskins. That's how the emails came up. But got a new head coach in now. I don't know what they're gonna do next year. I don't know. There's a lot of good candidates out there. I don't know if they're gonna go in house or. I'd like to get Kansas City, Eric Bieniemy. I'd like to get him as a head coach if they can do that. But Raiders versus Broncos. The Broncos have been falling off ever since Judy got hurt. Bridgewater's been dropping. I mean, his stats were doing great those first 3 games, but Melvin Gordon, he always runs great against the Raiders. Cortland Sutton, big wide receiver, always has problems against the Raiders. I'm going to pick the Raiders on this one. We played great also the first 3 games, and then our offense has been spuddy, but it's in Denver. We've got some issues going on with the head coaching issues and everything, but we're going to pick the Raiders to go over the Broncos. I think Denver's a favorite on this one by a field goal, so that the team base can go either way. But hopefully they can get their act together and pull that one out. Sunday Night Football, Seattle versus Pittsburgh. I was watching that game. Juju got hit in the shoulder. It looked like he may have broke his hand, but apparently he dislocated his shoulder. He was just walking around, just dragging his arm around, and he's out for a few weeks. Seattle, it looks like all they pretty much are doing now are just throwing bombs to Tyler Lockett and can't think of his name, the other big guy. But Seattle and Pittsburgh, it's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh they're sputtering also. We're gonna go with the Seahawks. Seahawks over the Steelers. And Monday Night Football, Bills versus Titans. This is gonna be a good game. Bills offense again scoring like wildfire, and Tennessee they can score a lot of points, but a lot of them are on slow drives. So but then they'll get a big run out of Henry every now and then. So Henry has over like 600 yards rushing, basically 100 yards per game averaging. And this game, let's see. Let it cool off, and then the sauce will thicken up on you, not be so runny. Bills versus Titans. Let's go with Buffalo. Buffalo 5-1, Titans 3-2, well 3-3 in Tennessee, but we're gonna go with Buffalo. Josh Allen throwing it to Stephon Diggs. That combo is killing right now. So the teams that we have are Tampa Bay over Philly, Jacksonville over the Dolphins, Packers over the Bears, Bengals over the Lions, Colts over the Texans, Rams over the Giants, Chiefs over Washington, Vikings over the Panthers, Ravens over the Chargers, Cardinals over the Browns. Both of those can go either way. Cowboys over the Patriots, Seahawks over the Steelers, Raiders over Broncos, and Buffalo over Tennessee. Hope you guys like my picks. Hope you guys like my game day food series that we have going on. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, any foods that you guys like to eat or watch, make or prepare, and enjoy this week's games. Enjoy, guys.
Enjoy. And please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey, Towners. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. All ingredients and directions are listed in the description box below each video. And as always, thank you guys for watching.